Hi there, folks. Welcome. I am the Middle Management Gamer, and thanks for joining me today on Worth Collecting.
Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Absolutely. Worth collecting. Worth collecting. Worth collecting. Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Yes, it is.
Today's game is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is the version I possess. It is the PlayStation 2 version. I picked it up new for $39.99 at the GameStop. I've had this game for quite a while. So somebody mentioned the other day on one of the other sites that I'm on, one of my collecting sites, that they had picked this up, and it was their holy grail, or their white whale, or just the piece de resistance that they've been looking for. And I thought to myself, I didn't think that was like an expensive game or hard to come by. So I started looking into it, and I realized that there are several different systems this game was released on. And I did some digging, and I found out some information, and we'll go over that a little bit later in the video. So if you've never watched Worth Collecting before, basically what I do is I play the game for about 15-20 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, and then I edit the video down so that I can go over why I enjoy the game or why I don't enjoy the game, and whether or not I think it's worth collecting. So if you've started collecting retro games recently or been doing it for a while, sometimes, like me, you'll pay a whole lot of money for a rare piece, and then get it home and realize that the game's garbage and it only costs so much because of the rarity, or for whatever reason people can't get a copy of it. Luckily for me, a lot of games I have bought new and I've just had for a really long time. I'm a bit of a pack rat when it comes to video games. So basically, I'm going to talk about the game. We're going to play the game. We're going to edit it down, get to watch. I'll make a thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe a thumb sideways, and whether or not this game is worth collecting. So without further ado, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. All right. So one of the cool things about this game is the large amount of unlockable. So if you play a lot of fighting games, sometimes you start off with a roster of like 12 and you can unlock 5 or 6 more, or you end up having to get DLC to get the other ones and pay for that. So this game comes right out the gate with about 24 characters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so 4x6, 24 characters, and got some good ones. You got some Street Fighter characters like Guile and Ryu and Zangief. Some random Capcom games from like Darkstalkers. Hayato, I'm not really sure where he's from. Strider from the Strider series. Jill from Resident Evil. And then, you got some X-Men and some Avengers and some standalone Marvel characters. So, pretty cool. You can do some Spider-Man versus Venom. Or pull out some, Iceman and Wolverine, or if you've really always wanted to play with Cable and beat up on some Doctor Doom. Really cool. So this is what you start off with. You play the game long enough, you get to go through and earn points. Using those points, you can go to the secret factor. As you can see on this particular game, I have no points, 0 points, and you can shop. So you can buy new colors for the characters you already have, new characters like Shumagorath or Sabretooth, but there's only like 4 things listed. You have to buy something to move it along. It's random. So if you pull it open again, there's different ones. Like Omega Red's a really cheap character. Colossus costs a little bit more. There are certain characters where you have to save up like 50,000 points before they'll even pop up. All right. So I just wanted to show you what you start off with. Now I'm going to load my memory card up here. All right, we got our memory card loaded up here. And now we'll get to see what characters I've unlocked so far. All right, so we started off with 24. And bam. Now, I want to say this is the entire roster of characters for the game. You can see we now have 2 Wolverines, one with bone claws, one with adamantium. Very cool there. We unlocked some Akuma. We got some Sabretooth and some Blackheart. And where is he? Sentinel, and Thanos. So, you know, I wasn't much of a comic book reader, and I watched all the Marvel movies as they came out, but pretty much everything I know about comic books I learned from playing video games and watching the X-Men cartoon and the Spider-Man cartoon on Fox as they aired. So, you know, I have video game back knowledge. It's flawed, but there's Thanos. And the War of the Gems was fought on a video game for me. So, Endgame was a bit of an interesting movie series for me because I was like, I don't remember that in the video game. But anyway, you can see we started with 24. Now we have, what is this? 6 by 8. That's 48 plus another 8. 56 characters? 56 characters you can choose from. All right. So, lots of unlockables. Takes a while to do it. You got to play the game. There's alternate costumes. So let's go ahead and give the game a play. I'm going to pick a team here. We're going to go with Dan. So when you pick a character, you get to pick their assist type. So this is cool. You can tag them in the fight, or you can do a brief assist move where they come in and they use their, a special move as a, damage. Like you can have them jump in and kind of as a counter almost. Super helpful, super awesome. So we're going with Dan, who's kind of a joke character. If you're not familiar with Dan, he is kind of a joke on the Art of Fighting style series of games. We're going to go with Morgan from Darkstalkers, which is a really cool fighting series with like vampires and werewolves and stuff. If you've never played it, pretty cool. And who else are we going to go with here? Got some Magneto, Master of Magnet. Iron Man. I don't know. I don't know who else I want to play with. How about Sakura? All right, so basically we're going with a full Capcom team. All right, here we go. All right, so you have the different moves that come in. It also affects what type of special move that you do when you do like the team up super combos. So this game plays similar to the Alpha series. I think that was the first of the Capcom games to really have that type of power bar. But you start off with one full bar, and you can get up to 6. And boop. Yeah. I don't know what I just did. Oop. Well, there goes Dan. All right. Morgan is kind of like a succubus character. So anyway, it's a 3-on-3 game. A lot of fun. A lot of the battle games that came out before this, you couldn't actually tag characters in. It was like you pick a character and you team up, and like when one character dies, another one would jump in. More like an endurance type of thing. There's a tag move. Sakura is... Oop. Ryu's, I guess, student. Pretty cool, though. She actually has an evil version. And then she can do moves similar to Akuma. But yeah, I really enjoy this game. Has kind of like a special spot in my heart because, I started playing this when I was in management training. you know, 17 years ago, give or take, 18 years ago. It's been a long time. So one of the guys that I was friends with or I met at management training, he drove in and he brought his PlayStation, and I brought this game. I just got it, and we would have tournaments. So there's a whole bunch of us that were like internal promotes that had come from inside the company, and we kind of just teamed up together, and we didn't really need to study because I'm not going to say we knew everything, but we knew enough to where we could kind of just get by on just the knowledge we had put together, shift leading and whatnot. So we spent a lot of time playing this instead of studying. There was also poker nights, but this was a lot of it. We had to go through and unlock all the characters. By the time we left, we had everybody unlocked. Pretty cool. Oh, you're in trouble. Yeah. No, I guess you can't. Oh, that was a mistake. Come on. All right, so Brownie is in the way. I don't know if you can see her on camera. Brownie, are you on camera? Are you on camera? Are you joining us today? This is my co-host Brownie, if you can see her. She's doing much better if you were aware of the situation, but it's still a long road. So she seems to be doing better. She's a good girl. All right. But you can do a charge up. Not really sure how to do it. There it is. But depending on what you pick, you get different moves from your assist characters. So not all of them are useful. Like Dan comes in and does... All right, you're in trouble. But super fun game. 7 or 8 stages, then you fight the leader. Obviously, when you're playing other people, that's where the fun is. The size of the roster really gives you a very versatile type of characters to play with. So, and then there's that. All right, so that brings us to the finale. Worth collecting. So this is kind of a thumbs up, thumbs down situation, or thumbs sideways. So there's various copies of this game out there. There's the Dreamcast version, there's the Xbox version, and then there's the PlayStation 2 version. Again, I have the PlayStation 2 version. So Capcom and Marvel had a licensing agreement. The licensing agreement was coming to an end. So they did not prepare a lot of copies of the PlayStation 2 version. Now, the Dreamcast version had been out for 2 prior years, and even though Dreamcast was a dying system, a lot more versions of the game came out for Dreamcast. So you can buy the Dreamcast version for about 30 loose and about 40 to 50 bucks complete in box. So this is the PlayStation 2 version. My copy is complete in box. The book's still in good shape. No damage to the book. No major damage to the box. I've had it a long time. Like I said, I paid $39.99 for it. It goes for about $170 complete in box now. So unless you're an avid collector and you're looking for just rare, super interesting games that cost a lot, just because you can say you paid a lot for it, I would say no. I mean, it's not worth collecting unless you're that type of person. I wouldn't pay 170 bucks for this. And I love this game. It's a great game. Not worth collecting on PlayStation 2. If you are a collector because you enjoy playing the game, the Dreamcast version goes for, like I said, about 30 or 40 bucks, depending on if you get it loose or complete in box, and is technically speaking, according to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 aficionados, I've looked up online, I've talked to some people, the Dreamcast version was technically superior. It lines up with the arcade version better. They did some edits to the game for the PlayStation and Xbox release, certain glitches that people had used, and things like that. It changed the gameplay. So, worth collecting? Dreamcast, Xbox, yes. Worth collecting on PlayStation 2, unless you're like a high dollar collector and you're looking for super rare games, probably not. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I hope you enjoyed the video and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.